Well, hello there, beautiful ones. How is everyone? I hope you all had a beautiful, beautiful Christmas and enjoying this time, the in-between time. Beautiful time for some rest and reflection as we move towards the new year. And I haven't been in here for a little while because I've had lots of incredible celebrations happening with family and friends that have been joining me from all over the world. And to be honest, it's also been extremely intense. I don't know if you can hear the tap, tap, tapping happening in the background here. I'm in my beautiful home here. You can see it in the background at Munewasi. But this process of this construction that I've been going through here has been enormously testing. Anyone that has built a home will know exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody that has built a home in Bali knows that it is a special club that you join when you put your hand up for this, and when it gets close to the end, it tests your spiritual muscle like nothing else. But I wanted to drop in here before I step into the next level of our beautiful shenanigans that are happening over here, because I just had my solar return with a beautiful gathering of our amazing family out on a boat in the Komodo Islands, which was so incredibly nourishing and soothing, and also to see the care that is happening in that national park over there and in those waters, so pristine over there. So this was an amazing time. Of course, we had Christmas yesterday, and then on the 28th, my beautiful King Lars and I are getting married. We were married, for those of you that are in my community, you know that we were married in the Andes back in May, and on the 28th we've received basically the blessings from our apus in the Andes, and now we're receiving the blessings of the other place that is very dear to our heart, which is here in Mama Bali in the island of the gods. So this is going to be an incredible, but we're having a very, very wet and wild and crazy windy rainy season here, which is very unusual. No surprise for me at all, with all of the stuff that's been going on down here, the unconscious construction that's been happening here, I would say. And the island, at some point needs to purify and cleanse. So it's no surprise to me that that's happening. But anyway, it is. So let's see what they have in store for us on that day. People keep asking me what my wet weather plan is, and I keep saying waterproof mascara. That's about it. Let's see what happens. And then, of course, we have New Year. So there's a lot going on for all of us. And as I was saying, this tap, tap, tap that you might hear in the background through this video, firstly, my apologies. Secondly, I'm very, very grateful that stuff's actually getting done. I'm holding this camera, so sorry if it's a bit shaky. But, as I was reflecting and being deeply, deeply, deeply reflecting on my own process and what has been arising for me personally as I have moved through this very intense period. And for me, I really noticed there was a massive, massive shift or surge in energy that began in September of this year. And that's when it really started to intensify. What do I mean by that? Everything that you feel you are ready to come to completion with, that you really don't want to carry forward anymore, becomes extremely magnified. So, it's kind of like, be careful what you wish for. You'll make your prayer to the universe of what you feel you want to release or liberate or let go or leave behind. Now, we're doing that constantly. That process is always happening. And for me, there's a piece in it around acceptance of what's arising in you, of fully allowing and accepting and embracing everything that arises in you, accepting, allowing, embracing that inner child, because what you reject will persist, right? So if you don't integrate those parts and fully accept those parts of yourself now, then they will return for the job to be done at some stage later on. So while we continue to ignore and try and, love and light our way through things, then we are never really giving the full presence that's required to alchemize whatever it is that is arising to be transformed and returned back to its natural state, which is the highest frequency of love and the highest frequency of light that we are. That is our natural state. So if you have a strong wish and you put your hand up and say, I'm ready to ascend, I'm ready to awaken, for me personally, I know that I want to live my life here in a state of presence and harmony, and to not have the external situations, the hardships, the difficulties, the challenges that arise in my life be able to wobble me for too long or in too big a way from my center, which is love. So that means, I'll just digress and say that for me, in the Gene Keys, which is the genius modality that was channeled and downloaded from Richard Rudd, my gene key that is my life's purpose is universal love. So I understand that even when I came in to this experience, as I'm sure many of you out there, I put my hand up to realize my true nature, which is universal love, which is all of our true natures. I look at the beautiful Master, Jesus Christ. Now, whether you're Christian, Catholic, whether you believe or you don't believe, doesn't matter. The fact is that this man is honored and acknowledged across all of the mystic traditions in the world as being a sublime ascended master. And why? Because that's what he came to teach, right? Not just love, but to know yourself as love. And when you know yourself as love, then no matter how difficult the outer circumstances are that arise around you, that when you are fully connected and realized in that true nature of love, yes, the stuff will come, yes, it will happen, but it doesn't move you from that center. In fact, what it does, and what I very much understand that it is doing for me, and perhaps what you might feel or know that it is doing for you, is it's like that tap, tap, tap. Now, what that tap, tap, tap is that you can hear outside is what we call temple stone or bucket stone. It's the local stone here that I'm having placed on the walls because it's just beautiful natural limestone. And they're artists. The guys that do this are really artists. They have a little chisel, and like a sculptor, they tap, tap, tap every single little piece and lay it like a jigsaw puzzle up on the wall. So as I was sitting here today and finally having just a moment of quiet time, which there has not been much for the last few weeks, especially since everyone landed, or maybe not a few weeks, but a couple of weeks, there's been very little quiet time. And that's something too that we have to carve out for ourselves, because you can get so whipped up in the frenzy of everything that is going on outside that is also how we are moved from our center. So it's just carving out even moments of that to come back. And I realize that the intensity of this process, like I said to somebody just yesterday, that I can feel that I'm right in the most intense part of the chrysalis right now. You know, it's like the part where you are being emulsified, and everything is being magnified. For me, this process has definitely brought up some what you could call a PTSD response of old stuff that I thought I was done with, but there's still some of that living in the body that needs to come up to move. Also refining how I respond rather than react to situations. Now, you know, I know, like I could say, yeah, but you know, there's an excuse for this because of the intensity. There it is right there, the intensity of what's happening, of what's going on, of how much you've been through, and it's been relentless. And you know, it's been relentless. It's been relentless for me. It has, but it's probably been relentless for you too in your own way. So for me, I'm like, do I want to kind of excuse the way that I'm responding in life and reacting and speaking, and you know, or do I want to warrior up? And I know some people don't like that word, but I love it. I feel like a spiritual warrior, not in the, you know, have to come out with the swords and the, you know, and fight. It's not about that. The warrior has resilience. The warrior has tenacity. The warrior has strength. The warrior has wisdom, right? The warrior has courage. The warrior goes into the darkness, like I often say about, you know, I often refer to us like Jedi Knights. We don't shy away from meeting Darth Vader, the darkness, the shadow, or the difficulty, the pain, the hardship. We don't shy away from it. We know, we connect to the truth of who we are, which is light, and we know that we have source on our side. We have love on our side. We have light on our side. And these difficulties and these hardships and this crunchy, uncomfortable stuff that is coming, we are just like the tap, tap, tap on the stone, the sculptures. We are carving out a new being. We are carving out a new us. We are carving out a warrior of light. We are carving out resilience. We're carving out strength, serenity, peace, love, centeredness. That's why these things are coming up, because that's what I want to take into 2025 and beyond. That's what I want to take into the new earth and beyond. That's how I want to live my life. So if we're going to wait for somebody and hope that somebody can rescue us and save us, if we're going to continually and I'm putting my hand up because when you're in it, it's very hard not to. When it's happening all around you, it is so challenging. Tell me if it's not. I mean, unless you're a total master at this, it is very challenging to not talk about and also kind of have a bit of camaraderie, even for me in my situation, with people that have been through it. And we're always, talking about the things that are wrong, the things that we want to change, the things that we don't like, rather than, oh my God, holy shit, hang on a second, look at the beauty. I mean, you can see this beautiful, look at this beautiful creation here behind you. It's just, I mean, look at this. And so the last 5 or 10%, this is just a very 3D, example of an inner state of being. It's like we're at that final 10%. It's like I'm at that final 10%, not even 10%, 5%, not even 5%, maybe 3%. That's it. We're at the final bit. And it feels like it goes on for freaking ever. You're like, oh my God. And you're seeing all the things that are breaking down, all the things that need fixing, all the things that are wrong, all the things that are unfinished, all the things that you need to do and you can't get done. And this is the same as this ascension process and this spiritual journey that we're on. And it is intense because it's in your face. And the reflections at the moment, holy shit, the reflections that are coming in from everything, from every situation, from every person. Are you noticing that? I am noticing how acutely I am able to see in the things and the people around me what I want to cultivate more of, what really inspires me, what I'm like, wow, that's something that I really don't want to be in my life. And what was I going to say? So cultivating more of being my life, and also the beauty, the reflections of who you are, because everything, this is a reflective universe, right? Everything that happens around us is a mirror of what is going on inside. So that is awesome because it gives us clues. It gives us really strong clues, but sometimes those reflections and those mirrors are so intense and so confronting that you would rather run away, right? You would rather also try and chop out, surgically remove, get rid of the things in your life that you think are causing you stress, the things that you think are causing you pain. Oh, there's a little friend in the background there. That's the other thing. Privacy factor at the moment is like, oh, hi, just come on in. It's great. All little opportunities to practice. But we can't, well, you can, but if you choose to do that and chop out people and chop out situations from your life, unless, of course, they're toxic, unless, of course, there's abuse, absolutely. But if we try and run from difficulty or say, oh, if only I take that thing out of my life, then I will be anxiety free. If I take that thing out of my life, then I will be anxiety free. For sure, we need to take a look very carefully at how we are stacking things in our life and where we're not giving ourselves enough time and space to just be and breathe. Absolutely. But if we're just taking things out because we want to either avoid them or we think that it's going to make the thing easier. It is not, because it's arising and it's arriving to you for you to alchemize it. It is arriving and arising to you for you to walk through it, to transcend it, to transform it, to, as I said, once again, like I was going to say Leonardo da Vinci, but I don't think he was a sculptor, was he? Was he more of a painter? Oh God, I should know that, shouldn't I? But, you know, this majestic artist who is sculpting a masterpiece, that is what these very trying situations and these hardships and these challenges and this discomfort that is coming up, the intensity of what is coming up is happening. You know, it's really, really freaking magical, and it's really, really amazing. And the intensity is there because we are right on the precipice. Like I said, we're down to our last 5%, you know. We are right on the precipice of popping through into something massive and massively beautiful and a new way of being. So we also need to have some patience with ourselves as we are moving through these processes. And I would say the things that we really need to be doing are carving out time for space so we can actually hear ourselves, number one, whatever that means for you. Number two, some sort of practice. It can be very hard when you're in this kind of intense state to even stay connected to your practices. I actually wrote something on this, and maybe I'll do a separate video on it as well, around how everything that you think that you knew is dissolving. Do I really believe that? Do I really trust that? Is that really true for me? So sometimes the things that are keeping us anchored and grounded through our practices are no longer feeling like it's something that we are inclined to want to do. You know, you may be sort of flopping around going, what is it that I want to do? You know, I think for me, again, this will be another, there is a link actually. I have a meditation about somatic breathing, somatic breath work. That is really key because it gets us into the body and it gets us into the sensations, which is where the true resilience, strength, and also alchemy, the alchemization of these challenges really, really lies. It's in the body. But it can just be 5 minutes of breathing light in and out of your heart coherence, something, you know, to keep us grounded and in our center and slowing down. Even if you've got a ton of stuff on, like I do, slowly, step by step, one foot in front of the other, and also connecting into sources of inspiration, whether it be like this video you're watching now or somebody else that is sharing stuff that is kind of giving you a continual, just a reminder of what is actually going on, and a reminder for you to see beyond just what the physical eyes are seeing and what you're experiencing in that moment, to remember there is something much, much, much bigger going on, and that you are powerful, and that these intensities and challenges and difficulties on all the levels, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all the levels are carving us like an exquisite masterpiece, sculpting us, and we're in those final stages, that final percentage to get us over the line. So hang in there. You're doing so well. I'm with you. I'm moving through it too. Some of you will be watching this going, the energies are awesome. I'm like free flowing. I can see the intensity around me, but I'm good. Awesome. That means you're on the crest of the wave right now. And there's others that have and will be again on the crest of the wave, but at the moment they're rolling around in the whitewash, being tumbled. But even that tumbling, you know, like you get a rough stone and the tumbling makes a marble, right? A beautiful shining stone. So we're always sort of moving between those two, but anything that you can do to kind of hook in and constantly remind yourself of that state is, I think, where the magic is. And that is the magic of social media, if you choose wisely. Thankfully, we have that option now without having to go and find someone in the physical to do it. We can do it like this, and we can do it for free. So that's all. I just wanted to share that because as I share with you, it also helps me. And just to know that we're doing a great job and we're in it together, and I love you. And have an amazing leap into 2025. Buckle up. It's going to be big, but it's also going to be beautiful. And so much, I feel it in my bones, so much fruition to everything that we have been working with. I really, more than ever, I have never felt it in the way that I feel it now. I see blossoming and ripening fruits of all that we've been working with. And may your new year be absolutely blessed with so much abundance, so much ease, space, freedom, time, love, laughter, joy, friendship, all of the things, and absolute awakening in the sweetest and most beautiful, beautiful possible way. Thanks and bye for now, everyone. I'll see you soon.